That's a good question. That is a very good question. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, you have to look at the chat to find out. But I had someone ask me, what's my favorite breakfast to eat in the morning? Now, there's a couple of answers to that because, oh wait, hold on. Let's have some smooth sounds underneath this, because this is a question that requires a little soul in the background, right? So the question is, what is my favorite breakfast to eat in the morning? Well, I do have a favorite spot I go to on Fridays after I leave between work and coming here to do the show, at a little place called Stark's. It's just a little bar and grill down this road from where I live. And they just have a simple breakfast. It's just eggs, bacon, hash browns, and a couple pancakes. And that's probably my favorite breakfast on most occasions. However, there is also a place nearby called Einstein's Bagels. And you probably have an Einstein somewhere near you. And they make a chicken chorizo breakfast burrito. That's fantastic. In fact, I had one this morning. But you know what? That's not what I came here for. But thanks for the great question. For some reason, I have a Def Leppard medley going through my head. I have no idea why. But on that note, let's play the intro and get this thing going. How about ya? Bing! Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawg Night. And stop the music. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. But on that note, let's start the music. There we go. Hey, I'm glad you're here. It is January 28, 2020. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. Particularly, I want to welcome in the chat, I love Riku. I hope I'm saying that right. Who says Richo brought you here? Richo, my buddy from down under. And he says you're cool. Well, I'll try. I'll do my best. I'll try to be cool. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show. Richo, get it right. Well, I said Richo. Oh, I see. He was saying to Riku. I hope that's Riku. Yeah, welcome. If you're new here, hit that. What's that word? Subscribe button. Subscribe button, and that little bell. That bell, you got to hit the bell after you hit the subscribe button, okay? To make sure that you get notifications. And you can follow me on Twitter, PDawgNight no, that's my email. At PDawgNight. I'm gonna change my little screen here. I know someone made fun of me because I still had my New Year's screen up, but it's not necessarily a New Year's screen. It's just a nice screen with a clock, and they got the 2020 over there. Over there, that little 2020 thing. But you know what? That's okay. So today, if you read my description of the show, I got onto Twitter before I went to work this morning. And if you're familiar, I go to work very, very early in the morning. Usually like 2:33 in the morning. And Don Lemon was trending number one. And I'm like, oh boy, what did Don Lemon do? And so I, checked out the tweets, figured out what it was he did and why he's trending. And I was thinking, now that's not, it's on the impeachment subject, but it's a little bit off the impeachment subject. I realized that over the last several days of this show, I've pretty much nonstop talked about impeachment, with the exception of Friday, which was the 1-year anniversary show. If you haven't seen that show, go back and watch it. I talked about other things. I talked about things that happened during the year. Well, not that much. I got off onto some tangents like I always do. But hey, today I decided, okay, I'm going to try, and because it's impeachment yesterday, it's a short subject. The president's team made their arguments, made great arguments, but really all the impeachment arguments are a Rorschach test, because most people are going to see what they want to see in those arguments. Although I think a couple Democratic senators just might be thinking some different thoughts. Let's just say, I know that Joe Manchin's been mentioned. The dude, what's the guy from Alabama that's there temporarily because he's not going to be there for long. But those two may be thinking of siding with the Republicans. But that's not here or there because I'm not talking about impeachment today. I'm going to talk about some other stuff. Just a couple other things that we need to talk about. And then if we get into the Twitter trends and there's impeachment stuff in there, then I might go off on a tangent there. But anyway, let's, before I go though, for those of you who are not used to being here, I usually like to say hi to everybody. And guess what? This is a first. This is a first because Advocatus Diaboli is the first one in the chat and gets the bell. Good morning, sir, and good morning to Jen T. I'm glad you are here, Jen T, one of my longtime listeners. And also, good morning, Richo, who has brought friends with him. I love it. See, now that is truly a loving and caring thing to do, to bring people to someplace you like to be with you and to enjoy the ambiance of the whatever, I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Anyway, good morning also to Reese Donald, Tyler F, Chi-Town J, who thank you Chi-Town J for retweeting the show this morning. Oh, what? Okay. I see Scribe Light has replied to here. Thank you for retweeting the show. Also, Tyler F for retweeting the show. If you haven't done so, it's in the chat there somewhere, or you can just hit the share arrow down below. Also, good morning to the gayest person on YouTube. Now, somebody was talking, I was reading the chat and someone said that name's just too long. I think your name is just perfect. You just keep that long ass name and I will read it every time I see it. And try to make sure that I clarify that I'm not talking about the person I say hello to before you. Also, good morning to Jaeger Pony, Shiograph. I'm scrolling. Gulf City Cult of Krill, or just Cult of Krill, and add that little Gulf City thing on there. Good morning, Cynical Lindsay. Good morning to I Love Riku, who I'm saying that right, I hope. I'm saying it again. Welcome for the first time. I'm glad you're here. Also, I think I've got, oh my gosh, I'm getting more new names. I got, Madman 76097 has been here before. Mitch the Ripper, new. Awesome, I love it. It's not just for serial killers anymore. He's lurking. Okay, that's cool. Mitch the Ripper, welcome. That's a new name I haven't seen too. You may have lurked before. Good morning, Ebony Williams. How you doing? Okay, so let's scrolling. Yes, I was gonna sing the Rawhide song Advocatus. That was very clever. That's a good one. Also, Arthur for President. Now, I'm not sure. I think Arthur for President uses a different name in the chat. If you could let me know who Arthur for President is in my chat, because I'm going to be on Arthur for President show sometime in the near future. Perhaps, possibly even this Friday. We've talked about this on Twitter already. So anyway, thanks for those of you who tweet out the show and do all that stuff. And good morning, Jeremy Johnson. Kobe connected to Epstein. Oh my gosh. Well, what was the awful Kobe joke I heard this morning? There was an awful Kobe joke. Something about him. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to do it. Okay. Rhetorical entertainment. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Arthur. I wasn't sure who that was in the chat. Oh, Maniac Man's here too. So good morning. All right. Let's get into it because Don Lemon, everyone's favorite journalist, also known as Worst Journalist of the Year. Don Lemon, Worst Journalist of the Year. If you ever watch John Ward, who relentlessly takes on Don Lemon and his, yes, guess Kobe Bryant finally learned how to pass. Yes, that's the one. That was the joke. Oh, it's brutal. Too soon? Look, as a basketball player, I am a huge Kobe Bryant fan. Always was. And I think he, definitely in my top 10 list of great basketball players. Was he a great man? Well, he had his issues, and a lot of people wanted to talk about him yesterday. Oh, Mitch's the Ripper is a co-host. Okay. Oh, okay, good. Nice. Okay, that is good to know. All right, so let's talk about. I didn't want to go on this tangent, but I'm on a tangent already, so let's get on it. Kobe Bryant. I said this the other day. It really hit me hard when I first heard the news because, like I said, every kid I've coached over the last 15, 20 years, at some point shouts out Kobe's name when they make a great play when playing basketball. I'm a basketball coach. And, as a player, fantastic, phenomenal talent. Also, as far as doing things in this community, he also, if you didn't know, he grew up in Italy and he started out playing soccer and then ended up playing basketball. But he was a big advocate for the soccer. He was a big advocate for youth sports, but he made his huge mistake, and it's still, because of the way they resolved it, you don't know for sure everything that happened, but he had a bad episode in his life, and yes, I am talking about the rape case. For someone who asked in the chat, hello Gun Fox, by the way, good morning. Oh my gosh. Well, Kobe got dunked by PAWG. Is that too soon? Yeah, I'm just saying. So anyway, let's just say that I respect Kobe Bryant as a talent as far as a basketball player. He made his mistake from the time that case ended. Between that time and today, a couple of days after his death, Kobe lived a good life, raised, nice kids. Unfortunately, his daughter was in the crash with him. Also, his daughter's teammate, and that girl's entire family was on that helicopter. So I guess when I think about things like this, did Kobe make a huge mistake in his life? It's almost certain that he did. Okay. But when I talk about Kobe Bryant, I think about the person or people that are left behind. Okay. His wife, his other 3 daughters, and I don't think it's inappropriate to talk about Kobe's problems, but I also, in respect for those 3 people, and also for the people of the other people, the families of the people that died, I choose not to focus on the bad things about Kobe Bryant right now. He inspired a lot of kids as far as his athleticism, his drive, his tenacity, his will to win, his work ethic. And that's the things that I want to emphasize about Kobe Bryant when I think about him. And in fact, it's funny, yesterday in practice, because I coach a high school basketball team right now. Not a varsity team, but a freshman team. And even yesterday in practice, we're running a drill, and one of my kids hits a turnaround jumper and yells, "Kobe!" And I'm like, no one's yelling Jordan. No one's yelling LeBron. No one's yelling anyone else. Dr. J, because they don't even know who Dr. J is. They still yell Kobe because Kobe had that kind of an impact as a basketball player. So, he's not a perfect man. So there, we all know that. Good morning, Necrosol Collins. How you doing? All right, let's move on. I can post links here, but Kobe opened a $100 million capital fund with Jeff Steibel, who is on the same board with Epstein. That's all. I can't hide any truth. I'm on a mission. I'm sorry. Oh, don't be sorry. I have no problem hearing the bad things. I'm just saying I'm personally am not going to spend a lot of time on them, even though there are plenty of bad things, but I did not know about the Epstein thing either. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. Wait a minute. So is this Jeremy Johnson? A quick question, because I'm reading your tweet, your chat here. I can't post links here, but Kobe opened a $100 million capital fund with Jeff Stable, who is on the same board with Epstein. That's all. So out of curiosity, is that a tangential relationship between Kobe? Is that a guilt by association thing? I don't know. Here's what you could do. If you want, are you on Twitter, Jeremy? If you are, put that under the hashtag PDK News. Here, I'll put that in the chat real quick. PDK News. That's my hashtag for news items. And anyone else, if you have stories or whatever, if you put those in the PDK News hashtag, or tag them with the PDK News, not with my Twitter handle, but with PDK News. That's where I go check for news from viewers. So throw it in there if you're on Twitter. All right. I think it's cool if you don't want to spend too much time on it. Well, I spent a bunch of time on it yesterday. That's why. All right. Who would want to find? A pimped out Sikorsky or one cloudy boy? I don't even know what you're talking about. Good morning, Maddie. Let's get into Don Lemon. Ew. Bad choice of words. So here's why Don Lemon, excuse me. By the way, sorry, I moved that too soon. I do have my reparations coffee in hand, ready to go. Got a little tickle in my throat. Gotta take care of that. All right. And so, good morning, Straight Sith Mill. All right, back to Don Lemon. And let's not get into Don Lemon because I'm not sure what all's been in there. Anyway, so here's why Don Lemon trended #1 overnight and is still in the top 5 trending this morning. CNN Don Lemon mocks Trump supporters as stupid rednecks who can't read and spell. Typical Don Lemon. Okay, CNN host Don Lemon, a far-left op-ed writer Wahat Ali, and anti-Trump establishment Republican Rick Wilson. That would be John McCain's... isn't that John McCain's campaign manager or something like that? He has something to do with John McCain. Anyway, they mocked supporters of President Donald Trump over the weekend, portraying them as uneducated rednecks who could not even read. A segment from late Saturday night came in response to reports that Secretary of State Mike Pompeo yelled at left-wing NPR reporter who lied to him and broke off an off-the-record agreement that they had, and asked her to identify a map. Identify on a map Ukraine. That's the most awkward freaking sentence. Are you serious? How about asked her to identify Ukraine on a map? Instead, they wrote they had an agreement they had and asked her to identify on a map Ukraine. That's an awkward sentence. They need some damn editors on these websites. Anyway, so here's let's see if I can get this.
Obviously it's false. And look, he also knows deep in his heart that Donald Trump couldn't find Ukraine on a map if you had the letter U and a picture of an actual physical crane next to it. He knows that this is, an administration defined by ignorance of the world.
Remind you.
And so that's partly him playing to their base and playing to their audience. The credulous boomer Rube demo that backs Donald Trump. That wants to think that Donald Trump's the smart one, and y'all elitists are dumb.
You elitists with your geography and your maps and your spelling, even though
your math and your reading.
Yeah, you're reading. Your geography, knowing other countries, sipping your latte.
All those lines on the map.
This is
only them elitists
CNN.
know where Ukraine is.
This is CNN.
Sorry, I apologize.
So anyway.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So anyway, needless to say, there are a few people not so happy about Don Lemon on Twitter today, on yesterday, and still today. They're still trending #3 on Twitter. Let's see here. Let's just see a few of these. The dumbest man. And now he's trending because Donald Trump has noticed. Donald Trump tweets, Don Lemon, the dumbest man on television with terrible ratings. Yes, he does have terrible ratings. Donald Trump Jr. weighed in. Now is probably a good time to remind people that CNN anchor Don Lemon is currently being sued in court for alleged sexual assault. Yes, if you know about the bar incident, I guess CNN doesn't believe all victims when the person being credibly accused is one of their left-wing anchors. If you're not familiar with that case, here's this one. This is from the New York Post. Don Lemon sued by Hampton's bartender for sexual assault. Remember this one? Former Hampton's bartender says in a lawsuit that Don Lemon assaulted him after the CNN host disgustedly fondled himself at a local watering hole. Dustin Heiss says that in a Suffolk County Supreme Court suit that he was slinging drinks in July 2018 for the Old Stove Pub in Sagaponack. Whatever. I hope I said that right. When he and his co-workers decided to go out for drinks after work one night, the group headed to Murph's Backstreet Tavern in Sag Harbor, where Heiss told the Post, "I see out of the corner of my eye, it's Don Lemon there too. I had 2 beers." Always just 2. No, maybe 3 at most, Hike recalled. I said, "Hey, Don, let me buy you a drink." I turned to Nick, the bartender, and said, "Hey, Nick, let me get 2 vodka lemon drops and put 2 fingers in the air." And he put 2 fingers in the air. Don was sitting with 2 or 3 other people, and he looks at me and goes, "I'm just trying to have a good time, man." I said, "Okay. Oh, I'm sorry." And that was it, Heiss said. "I absolutely wasn't hitting on him whatsoever," Heiss said of Lemon, 53, who is gay and married. Oh, gotta have the... I'm a heterosexual male. As alleged in his complaint, Heiss told the Post, about 5 or 10 minutes later, Don gets up, walks around the bar, comes up right up to me, puts his hands down his board shorts, or whatever board shorts are. He rubs himself aggressively, as in his balls, his penis, and whatever else down there. Oh, we're not quite sure, huh? Then Lemon shoved his index finger and middle finger in plaintiff's mustache and under plaintiff's nose, according to Heiss's suit, which was filed over the weekend. And he goes, "Hey, do you like pussy or dick?" And he kept saying, "Pussy or dick, pussy or dick." He said it 3 or 4 times. I'm like, "Whoa, man, what the hell?" Heiss claimed. The accuser said he was so traumatized that he fled the bar and came back a couple minutes later to find Lemon gone. So, yeah, the ball fondling finger shover in the noser thing here, Don Lemon, worst journalist of the year. Don Lemon, worst journalist of the year. Anyway, has his own issues. Oh, but then Don Fruzelgang decides to reply to President Trump. I like that it's the white guy who makes fun of Trump, but it's Don Lemon who merely laughed that Trump attacks on Twitter. Oh, John, you so skillfully did a racial jujitsu there. Oh, aren't you special? Aren't you special? Aren't you special? Anyway, Keith Boygan, it's not about Don Lemon. It's Trump's own aides. John Bolton reported him for abuse of power. Rex Tillerson called him a moron. John Kelly said he was unhinged. Jim Mattis compared him to a 5th grader. And Rick Perry called him a cancer to conservatism. Yeah, Trump gave them all shit too. Whatever. Oh, and another one who's got to make it a racial thing. See, Don Lemon never says anything bad about the president. And the president never responds to anybody who mocks him, because the president is so restrained with all of his criticism of anyone who doesn't agree with him or who mocks him. So yes, of course he's not going to say anything about Don Lemon, but this person, the volatile mermaid, black athletes who kneel, sons of a bitches, Maxine Waters, low IQ person, Omarosa, crazy dog, Obama, illegitimate president, Don Lemon, the dumbest he got that. Okay, so look, Donald Trump did get this wrong because he said the dumbest man on television. No. Worst journalist of the year, Don Lemon, worst journalist of the year, is the worst journalist of the year. Okay, so yeah, Don losing his shit over this is probably just as bad as the other two guys making fun of him, and it's Don Lemon's show. So Don Lemon had these two guys, Rick Wilson and this guy whose name I don't know. And you know what? It's Don Lemon's show. Don Lemon should have some decorum on his show. But you know what? I don't even care. If Don Lemon wants to make fun of the president and make fun of Trump supporters, please have at it, dude. You can help get Donald Trump reelected. I know that's not your purpose, but you're doing your best, dude. Okay, you're doing your best. All right, so there you go. There's my first my first thing of the day. There we go. By the way, while you're here, before I move on, remember the Morning Night Live is brought to you by you, the viewers of the Morning Night Live. You help the show keep going with your sharing. As in, now even today, we have two new people that I have not seen here that were brought by other people. I love Riku, and now Mitch. I think Mitch the Ripper's been here before, but he usually lurks. But because you guys share this show out on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Reddit, LinkedIn, whatever that you use, that share arrow down there helps you do it. 3 clicks, get some people here, or you can just follow me on Twitter at PDawg Night, and you can retweet whatever I tweet about the show. If you want more reliable notifications, that's the way to do it. Although YouTube seems to do okay, because whenever I hit that button, people start popping in the chat, and that's a good thing. All right, and also hit the like button if you like what we do. I'll remind you at the end of the show, and we do super chats through the Streamlabs link. Actually, it's my Streamlabs PDawg Night website, which is pdawgnight.live. That pops up in the chat every once in a while. It's the Streamlabs bot that'll tell you where that is, or you can just look down in the description right down there. It's kind of over there, but whatever. It's down there somewhere. All right. Shall we continue? Yes, we shall. So I usually use my favorite aggregator, JJ Sefton at Ace of Spades blog, to find things to talk about. And this one was interesting. Someone named Julie Kelly. Something that hasn't been so prominent in the news, because now remember when we were about a month ago, well, a little more than a month ago, when the House of Representatives decided that they were going to vote on articles of impeachment. I said at the time a couple different things. One of the things I said was they are almost perfectly timing this to, and now granted, they've been wanting to impeach the president since the day he was elected, even before he was inaugurated. But the timing of this seems to coincide very neatly with some news that's coming out about FISA abuse, about the investigation into Trump and Russia, and the IG report. I know that John Durham, the prosecutor from Connecticut, who's working on criminal cases possibly in that situation, are about to come out. And also, and almost on a little side thing, it kind of screws up Bernie Sanders a little bit, because the DNCs, I don't think that, if you noticed lately, there's a whole bunch of just a little kind of hit pieces and jabs and things at Bernie Sanders. Now, part of it is because he's sort of up there in the front runner category as far as the Democratic nomination. But they've also, I don't think the DNC wants Bernie to be the nominee. I think they know that if Bernie Sanders is the nominee, the hardcore Bernie people will vote for him, but nobody from the center-right Democrats to the independents to the Republicans. I don't think Bernie Sanders can win an election. It's going to be a forum on communism versus capitalism, and I don't think you win that battle on the communist side in the United States. I just don't. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. But the other thing that it's overshadowing in the whole impeachment thing is this FISA abuse thing. And so this article kind of highlights that. It's time to question Michael Atkinson on FISA abuse. Now that the Justice Department and the Federal Intelligence Surveillance Court have confirmed at least 2 of the warrants for Carter Page were unlawfully obtained, it's time to ask Atkinson, in the open, for all to hear, what role he had in helping orchestrate the illicit spying on the Trump campaign. Remember how we haven't talked about that for a while? And it kind of gets brought up in the impeachment stuff, but here we go. In a fair world, one with responsible media organizations that didn't act as propagandists for the Democratic Party. The news that a secret government court admitted it authorized unlawful warrants to spy on an innocent American based on his political activity would be front page news. And I guarantee you, if it was, let's just say this happened to a Democrat, absolutely be front page news. The January 7th order issued by the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court revealing that at least 2 of the 4 warrants against the Trump campaign associate Carter Page were not valid, meaning they were illegally obtained, would be a nonstop loop at CNN and would dominate the news and opinion pages of the Washington Post. But alas, the average CNN viewer or Post reader will be hard-pressed to find coverage of such a shocking disclosure. After all, how could either outlet report that bombshell? That's my favorite word of the last 2 years. Where'd the word bombshell? Where'd it go? I got lost. Okay. How could either report on that bombshell when 2 signers of the garbage applications, former FBI Director James Comey and former Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe, now work as paid contributors to those same news organizations? How convenient. Hello, Check Your Logic. Hello, Galactic North. I see you in the chat. Good morning. And did I say hi to you, Patrice? My resident K-pop expert, Patrice Ripley's in the house. Just as the Russian collusion hoax was designed to obfuscate the real scandal that Barack Obama's Justice Department targeted Donald Trump before and after the 2016 presidential election, Ukraine-gate, so to speak, is now intended to do the work the Mueller investigation failed to do. It's not a coincidence, after all, that the allegedly impeachable July 25th phone call between Trump and the president of Ukraine occurred one day after Robert Mueller's disastrous testimony on Capitol Hill. Representative Adam Schiff, a Democrat from California, and his fellow coup plotters wasted no time in concocting the follow-up to the failed collusion ruse in an attempt to take down President Trump. That's why it's necessary for Trump's legal team to use this opportunity to remind Americans repeatedly how the former president, not the current one, abused his power in order to interfere in an election. And when that plot failed, the former president, not the current one, continued to abuse his power to sabotage the administration of a political foe he loathes to this day. Yes, I don't think President Obama is any friend to President Trump. Anyway, and that's, you can say that's Trump's fault a little bit. He made a little bit of a deal about that birth certificate thing. But anyway, in his remarks from the Senate floor on Saturday, Attorney Jay Sekulow read aloud portions of the newly declassified order, as well as the FISA court's scathing response to the December 2019 report by Justice Department Inspector General Michael Horowitz, which detailed how Barack Obama's FBI, under the leadership of James Comey, systematically misled the secret court. Sounds like corruption to me. This order responds to reports that personnel of the Federal Bureau of Investigation provided false information to the National Security Division of the Department of Justice and withheld material information from NSD, which was detrimental to the FBI's case in connection with 4 applications to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, Sekulow said. When FBI personnel misled NSD in the ways described above, they equally misled the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. Sekulow would be wise to keep this up for reasons aside from the need to reiterate the corruption and criminality of the Obama Justice Department. The top lawyer at the National Security Division, when all 4 FISA warrants on Page were processed, was Michael Atkinson, the intelligence community inspector general who published the whistleblower complaint at the heart of the current impeachment effort. That's convenient. That is convenient. As previously reported, Atkinson is the one figure tied to the Russian collusion hoax, the FISA abuse scandal, and the so-called Ukraine Gate. Although Atkinson testified behind closed doors last year during the House impeachment inquiry, Schiff won't release the Inspector General's transcript to the public. Oh, that's convenient. Are they, what are the, okay, so yesterday I'm going to watch, okay, here we go, back to impeachment. Yesterday I'm watching some of the impeachment hearings, whatever, trial, so to speak. And it was funny because I can't even remember who the guy was that was presenting his case at the time, but he kept going over and over all the things that were in those like different hearings that they had in secret and some of the open hearings that would have been exculpatory evidence that were testimonies. We have a super chat. Thank you, Cryptic, and welcome, Cryptic. I didn't even see you here, but thank you. Cryptic with the $5 super chat. Please check your drawers. Butter is not for spreading. Please check your drawers. Butter is not for spreading. I am confused, Cryptic, but you can clarify in the regular chat. You don't have to do another super chat for it. But thank you so much for the $5. I'm gonna figure. Am I missing a joke there? I'm feeling bad that I'm missing a joke, but I'll try and figure it out. And then it's gonna hit me, and I'm gonna go, oh, you know how that goes. Anyway, all right. So thank you so much. But all right. Let's see. Atkinson testified. Okay. Atkinson's conduct has been criticized by Republicans in the House and Senate following. So Atkinson, by the way, is the Intelligence Committee's Inspector General. So there's an Inspector General for different departments of government. So this is from the Intelligence Community Inspector General. Again, he's also the guy who pushed the whistleblower complaint. But he's supposed to be kind of like Michael Horowitz, and being completely neutral and trying to fix bullshit that happens in his departments. So it's interesting that he's in that position. Atkinson's conduct has been criticized by Republicans in the House and Senate following Atkinson's closed-door Senate testimony last October. Senator Tom Cotton sent him a letter demanding responses to questions that the Senate-confirmed bureaucrat has refused to answer. Despite repeated requests over the past several weeks, Cotton's offices refuses to tell me, the reporter here, whether Atkinson ever replied to his letter. In July 2016, same month, the FBI officially opened its counterintelligence probe into the Trump campaign. Atkinson, a government lawyer with no background in intelligence, was brought on as the senior counsel for the National Security Division. His longtime colleague at the U.S. Attorney's Office in D.C., Mary McCord, was head of that agency, which, in addition to other responsibilities, oversees the government's pleadings before the FISA court to target suspect foreign agents. Thank you again, Cryptic. Another $2. But butter. Everyone's talking about butter in the chat, and I'm hearing lots of butter jokes. I moved on to toe hairs, Rosie. What? Okay, I'm completely cool. What? I'm getting up here. Jim Beam, how you doing? Did he mean nutter butter? Did I read something weird? Oh, anyway. All right, thank you. Thank you so much for the continual support. You are the greatest on the planet, and I really appreciate you with the super chats. Remember, super chats are in the stream, and I'll read them you become a part of the show. Cryptic is a regular part of the show, and I really appreciate you, sir. All right. So anyway, that means, let's see, Atkinson. Okay, here we go. Atkinson held that job until he was confirmed by the U.S. Senate in May 2018 as the new intelligence community watchdog. Yeah, now he's supposed to be the watchdog. That means he was the chief attorney for the agency that handled all 4 FISA applications on Carter Page. The Justice Department informed the FISA court that 2 are invalid due to insufficient predication to establish probable cause to believe that Page was acting as an agent of a foreign power. In fact, they had exculpatory evidence proving that Carter Page was an actual asset for the CIA. But I just saying, Okay, lots of butts talk, and now I got Richo laughing at me. My Richo, how have thou forsaken me? Good God. The remaining applications presented to the secret court in October 2016 and January 2017 are also under review by the Justice Department and could face the same judgments. They're not even done reviewing, guys. They very much could find that all 4 FISA warrants were, let me think about this. In the immortal words of Betty Page, the pinup from the 20s and 30s. Bullshit. The court attempts to portray the National Security Division as a victim of FBI malfeasance and deception, but that's hard to believe. It's more likely, given the official record and McCord's subsequent activism against Trump. She left the NSD in April 2017 and now serves as an advisor for the Democrats' legal... Oh my God. She is an advisor for the Democrats' impeachment legal team now. Go figure. The deep state is everywhere. Good God. The top FBI and NSD officials, including possibly Atkinson, were in cahoots to defraud the spy court. Oh, knock me over with a feather. According to her testimony cited in the Horowitz report, McCord spoke almost daily with Andrew McCabe. Shocker. Those conversations included discussions about the first FISA application on Page. McCord was aware of Christopher Steele's relationship with Fusion GPS, the political chop shop that produced Steele's bogus dossier on behalf of the Democrats and Hillary Clinton's campaign. Coffee. McCord told Horowitz that she asked McCabe about Steele's funding arrangement with Fusion and advised that the application needed to reflect that contract. It didn't, which is one of the key criticisms in the Horowitz report. So even if you give the NSD benefit of the doubt, up to that point, after BuzzFeed published the full dossier in January 2017, McCord would have known for certain that the material she relied upon to convince the FISA court to approve the surveillance of Carter Page was flimsy and politically motivated, but the NSD green-lighted 3 subsequent renewals based on the dossier and Steele's credibility. So, I'm not going to read any more of this, but Michael Atkinson has some splaining to do. I'm just saying. All right, let's move on because that was way too long. Hey, let's talk about Hunter Biden. This is good. This is good Hunter Biden music. So not so much about Hunter Biden's. Okay, it's his former employer now. Burisma is now his former employer, or, well, you know, I don't know really. You call a person on the board of directors of a company, is that his employer? I don't know, but he was making lots of money from Burisma, which he's no longer. He's ended his relationship with Burisma. But Hunter Biden has some other issues, and that has to do with a child. Yes, a child which he sired Hunter Biden avoids mandatory court appearance by agreeing to temporary child support agreement. Wait a minute. Wait just 1 minute. He was supposed to be in court in Arkansas. Now, I wonder... Hello, Chicago Mike. I'm glad you're here. Good morning. I wonder if he just decided to throw in the towel so that he wouldn't have to appear in court. Because he's or is this just something that they're doing during impeachment so that he doesn't have to answer questions that he might have to answer later? Just saying. Hunter Biden reached a temporary child support agreement with plaintiff London Alexis Roberts days before he was required to appear in court, a new case filing shows. The agreement compels Biden to pay an undisclosed sum in monthly child support starting February 1st. Biden will also pay child support retroactive to November 1st, 2018, when he stopped paying voluntarily. Oh, that must have been when they were working on the what do you call it? DNA tests? The agreement. Oh, I just said that. Biden was set to appear in court Wednesday and show cause, if any exists, as to why he should not be held in contempt over financial records he failed to provide on 3 occasions. Well, now, why wouldn't he want his financial records showing up in a court of law? I'm just curious. Can anyone answer that question? Can anyone hear that question? Oh, wait. Wait. Oh, Chicago Mike, I hope you get better soon. I just see that you're on a sick day. Hope you feel better. Paprika? What the hell? What the hell's a paprika crisp? Okay, let me go on. Biden was set to appear in court on Wednesday to show cause. Okay, we already said that. The agreement allows Biden to avoid the mandatory court appearance as his father, Joe Biden, approaches February's Iowa caucuses. Oh, they're avoiding bad news. I get it. Biden has until March 1st to produce the financial documents, which will be used to determine the exact amount of child support he will pay. Well, I know that he's now short probably between $50,000 and $83,000 a year now that he's no longer on the board of Burisma. So I guess that's there. Though Robert's attorney has asserted there is no political motivation whatsoever behind the paternity suit, the documents could reveal just how much Biden earned through his lucrative appointment to the board of a Ukrainian gas company, as well as his financial ties to other foreign companies. The delay comes as Republican lawmakers threaten to call Biden to testify on his business dealings in the President Donald Trump's impeachment trial. Now, that's also interesting because there's a lot of talk about whether or not they're going to call witnesses. And apparently, that's enough. You got the gist of that article. Apparently, Mitt Romney suddenly is open to witnesses, which I can't begrudge him for that. He does what he does. We talked about that yesterday, too. I just think, the House manager screwed the pooch on this, and I think he should just let him wallow in it. But for some reason, Romney seems to be interested in hearing from John Bolton. But here's the thing. If you have to bring in one witness, you might as well bring them all in. And I saw someone in there saying that maybe Hunter Biden should be testifying. I got a feeling that the witnesses going to take down the Bidens, and I can't even think of a rhyme for that, so I'm just gonna quit that song right now. Anyway, Hunter Biden avoids having to appear in court and testify in court. I'm really sad about that. No, not that kind of sad. I'm not talking about knowing anything about Hillary Clinton, but yes, I am sad about that. All right. If they make an all special ed Star Wars, Han Solo better say, "Punch it, Drooly." All right. Yeah. Because Hunter knows that such records will be used against him in a higher court. Abso-flippin-lutely. if you saw it, now I just happened to see a clip of a Giuliani interview. I think he was on Fox and Friends, and I don't watch Fox, but I see clips on YouTube all the time. And Giuliani seems to think he has lots of evidence against the Bidens. And also there's a book out, which I think it's in one of my articles here, so we'll talk about that in a minute. But that book out by Schweitzer, I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, has a lot of details about a lot of scandals coming up. So anyway, let me just another reminder, Super Chats and the Streamlabs link, and it's right there in the chat. And also, if you click that on PDawg Night Live, if you click that website, you'll also see, the different, the names. I named all the different alerts that come up depending on the dollar amount you give. Also on there, it usually has my upcoming things happening, although I realized I just didn't update the website. So let me just do this. Reminder, this Friday programming note. Oh, and we've got another. You know what? I'm going to stop calling them super chats. I'm just going to stop calling them super chats. They are actually, I'm going to make that the, what's a good name for them? Something reparations. It's the reparations chat. We have another reparations chat from somebody named Andy Fuchterbottom. That's a very fascinating name. Andy Fuchterbottom with the $2.23 got a special alert. Did you see what do I call her? Boomer something? Boomer lady, but something anyway. Not Lady Boomer, because that's not Lady Boomer. But anyway, Andy Fuchterbottom with the $2.23 says Vietnamese cold brew coffee is delicious. I got a feeling that might be a Duck Dog production. But you know what? Thank you, Andy Fuchterbottom, for the $2.23 reparations chat. Thank you. All right, moving on. So this is another little political thing that happened. Apparently, a Washington Democrat, state of Washington, I believe, forced to take down Trump sign will put up an even bigger one. Now, I'm not sure if that headline is accurate. Let's see here, but we're going to read it anyway. Kevin Chambers is a local radio host in Bremerton, Washington. And he's a Democrat, albeit one with a good sense of humor. While out of town in November, a Republican friend put up a Trump-Pence 2020 sign in his yard as a joke. The sign got defaced with graffiti, so another sign took its place, this time on 15-foot stilts. That's when Chambers says things got a little weird. 2 days before Christmas, he received a letter from the city of Bremerton informing him that the new sign violated city code concerning commercial signs, and that's when he became defiant. Now, remember, this is a Democrat whose Republican friend put a sign in his yard as a joke and then put up a bigger one when the new sign was put up. The city tells him he has to take it down. Even though he's a Democrat, he decides to be defiant. Chambers appeared on my podcast. This is someone named Jeff Reynolds to talk about the whole thing. He told me that some folks made comments in a Facebook group for the local community that they would come to his house and deface the sign, egg the sign, and damage his property. Nice people, right? They're so tolerant and nice, right? Chambers then said, with a chuckle, "At that point, I decided the sign was going to stay up. As much as I'm not a Trump fan, I'm even less a fan of people threatening to come to my house and damage my property. I figured if I took the sign down, it would somehow allow them to think that they caused me to take it down." Well, good. Usually we say, what's the something in brave. Anyway, this guy's got some cojones. Chambers also installed a trail cam, just in case anyone decided to vandalize his property. The Trump sign in Chambers' yard has gotten national attention as he's done interviews for outlets as far away as Miami. The letter from the city of Bremerton gave Chambers until January 21st to take down the sign. He has reluctantly taken it down, but the story doesn't end there. Chambers dug into the city's commercial sign code and found a rather large loophole. The code does indeed say that a sign can only be 6 feet off the ground. However, if it's a banner instead of a sign, it can be up to 25 feet off the ground. Oh my God, let's see here. In our interviews, Chambers told me that the larger issue around the sign is whether other people can tell him what to do with his property. We could argue whether Trump's a good president or not, he said, or whether he's a quality guy. I'll have that conversation all day long. The larger issue for me is, why do we allow neighbors to tell other neighbors what they can do in their yard? The sign is not a safety issue. It doesn't overhang on the sidewalk. You literally cannot see the sign unless you're looking directly at my house as you drive by, and I honestly don't believe that if this were a Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Joe Biden sign, anyone would have complained. The lengths to which political opponents will go to censor each other's really bothers Chambers. The thing that's been highlighted in this thing is how divided we've become politically, he said. We used to be able in this country to agree to disagree. I now must stop you from sharing your opinion because you've offended me. I think it's dangerous. You know what? I hope he puts up a gigantic banner on a 25-foot pole. That would be hilarious. I don't need to read the rest of this, but you get the gist. So yeah, because it's Trump sign, everybody's triggered. Oh, that's too bad. Anyway, all right, let's see what else. David Hogg. Someone mentioned David Hogg earlier, didn't you? I could have sworn I saw David Hogg's name up there. The brilliant one, also known as David Hogg, he's also in the mix because imagine this. Just imagine. David Hogg tweeted something really stupid. Shocker. Gun grabber David Hogg puts out a statement so stupid, everyone is now dumber. Billy Madison and Adam Sandler's. Okay, come on. Well, the introduction kind of has a point here, so here we go. Billy Madison in Adam Sandler's eponymous movie is a rich kid with an utterly empty mind and childlike logic who repeats all 12 grades of primary school over 24 weeks. Because it's a Hollywood movie, Billy excels, of course, and eventually is able to take over his father's Fortune 500 hotel chain. In the real world, David Hogg is playing Billy Madison's role, and it's clear that his exposure to Harvard, rather than making him smarter in a Billy Madison-esque way, is actually making him dumber. Much dumber. How else can one account for the tweet Hogg, a Harvard freshman, shared with the world over the weekend? Yes, David Hogg, who clearly earned his way into Harvard. Here's David Hogg's tweet. This is David Hogg. Quote, "This is a tweet for Twitter, Twitter typos I can excuse because you cannot edit your Twitter tweets. This is a tweet for the founders of the gun violence prevention movement started centuries ago by almost entirely Black, brown, and indigenous LGBTQ women and non-binary people that never got on the news or in most history books. We may not know all your names, but thank you." Oh my. Shall I read that again? This is a tweet for the founders of the gun violence prevention movement started centuries ago by almost entirely black, brown, and indigenous LGBTQ women and non-binary people that never got on the news or in most of the history books. We may not know all your names, but thank you. Yes, he does have a blue check mark. Yes, that little turd has a blue check mark. So here's a perfect... Here, this is the perfect response.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points,
and may
God have mercy on your soul.
The sad reality, though, is that PAWG tweeted out this illiterate gibberish because it's what's being taught in yes, it's been taught in academia today. I'm sure you learned this at Harvard. We know of a student at a quality liberal arts school who was asked to write about pre-colonial North America from the perspective of race, sex, and gender identity, sexual orientation. Hogg isn't the brightest bulb in the box, but he's smart enough to absorb the utterly inane ahistorical nonsense that's being pumped into the sponge-like brains of students in America's top, quote-unquote, colleges and universities. In his own way, Hogg is a victim. But that didn't prevent the blogosphere from rejoicing in his extraordinary ignorance. Now that's funny, he used the word blogosphere, or he or she. This is a she. She used the word blogosphere. I haven't heard that word in so long, like a few years, because I would say the Twitter sphere roasted him. Someone named Razor. This is a tweet for all those who want to intensely signal that they sympathize with all past and present gun control, non-cis heteronormative, unionized, brown and black, intersectional Native American immigrants who support abortion. Someone named Shame Style says, it's a national embarrassment that ABC News or the New York Times never even interviewed those Native American lesbians when they were fighting for musket control in the 17th and 18th centuries. Criminal even. By the way, man, let me tell you what the original gun control people were. Okay? The original gun control people, do you know who they were? Gun control has a history of rabid racism. Okay? The original gun control people came during the Reformation, not Reformation. Is it Reformation? Is that what it's called? After the Civil War, the original gun control people were a lot of the Southern whites who wanted gun control so that Southern blacks or former slaves could not own guns. The original gun control is extremely racist because it didn't want to allow the newly freed slaves to be able to protect themselves from the KKK. Well, I don't know the KKK, but the Southern racists, the people who wanted to still control them. So the idea that the original gun control, entirely black, brown, and indigenous LGBTQ women and non-binary people. There were no fucking non-binary people. No one even knew no one had even a clue or a sense of non-binary. People were still embarrassed of their gay kids. Okay? Which was not a good thing. I'm not saying that it was good, but come on. Stop with that bullshit. No one was talking about non-binary people in the 1800s. Fuck off. Mindy Robinson. I don't know how to describe Mindy Robinson, but she says, crazy that I'm an American history major and never knew about these herds of non-binary LGBTQ indigenous women roaming the plains that hated guns and never got on the news all these centuries ago. And then here, When You Think the Village People is history and still get into Harvard. I would play that, but that's just the Village People singing YMCA. Sticks, Hex, and Hammers, 666, my bud. Gun control in the United States was started by the KKK and Southern Democrats in the 1870s with the Cruikshank decision that was engineered explicitly to disarm former slaves so Jim Crow would be unopposed. So, anyway, yeah. There's a whole bunch of other tweets just telling them that he's a dumb shit, which I know should be self-explanatory and just, you know, no one should even question that. But yeah, he's a dumbass. So anyway, let's do this. Before I go on to Twitter trends, let's check the hashtag real quick because I haven't done that. Also, thank you again for people who retweeted the show. There's a few things in my name here. Thank you, Necrosol Collins. Thank you, Arthur for President. Thank you, Tyler F. And thank you, Chi-Town J. If you would be so kind, anytime you see that, if you see the tweet and you're into retweeting, please retweet. Liking is great, but retweeting is better, and it'll get more people to come see the show. So I appreciate that. Oh, I see what you got here. Okay, wait a minute. Someone sent me a recipe. Okay, and I'm going to share the recipe because I appreciate when people share things with me. This is from my good friend RC Ripley, aka Patrice Ripley. This is the Don's lemon and bourbon. Okay, hang on. Don's lemon and bourbon pork loin roast. It's a recipe. Okay, this is a recipe, and we're gonna share it because I like to share recipes on the show once in a while. And Patrice so kindly sent us this recipe. So you need, let's see, pork loin roast, half a cup of lemon juice, 2 cups of bourbon, 1 cup of honey, 1 teaspoon of crushed garlic, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of cracked black pepper, 1 teaspoon of white pepper, and 1 teaspoon of sea salt. Combine all ingredients of marinade sauce in a saucepan over low heat, stirring frequently after the sauce is well combined. Pierce pork loin several times in a straight line down the middle. Place pork loin in a roasting bag and pour marinade in the bag with roast. Seal the roasting bag and place in a baking dish and marinate in the fridge for 24 hours. Vent the top of the bag and bake at 350 degrees as per the size of your roast. Tent the top of your pan with foil until the last 15 minutes of baking. Then remove pan from the oven, remove foil, and remove the roast from the bag. Place the paste back in the oven under the broiler for 10 minutes. Remove from oven again. Let rest for 10 to 15 minutes. Cut into thin slices. Plate with Maxine's water chestnuts, asparagus tips, and Sheila's sliced cheddar potatoes. And that's the recipe. That's all I got. Thank you, Patrice. If you'd like that recipe, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm going to retweet that. Roast him in your oven. Tweet. Retweet. Okay. Also from Patrice. Oh, no, this is from somebody else here. Hang on. Here, thank you. This is what is this now? So Kobe Bryant and Jeff Steibel unveil $100 million venture capital fund. The retired NBA star is partner. This is back. I don't have a date on it. The retired NBA star and his partner today unveiled their vehicle for investing in technology, media, and data companies. Retired basketball coach. Okay, so this one. Hey, Kessler, how you doing? This one. I think maybe this one is one where, yes, Steibel and Epstein had a connection. I don't necessarily see this as, this is one of those, that could be guilt by association. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Let's see. Move it. Let's see. Oops, I hit the wrong button there. And so apparently, okay. So he's on the advisory board of Light Boat Foundation, Safeguarding Humanity. And And then so is Jeffrey Epstein. So, you know, that's a tangential relationship. And besides, Epstein didn't kill himself. So there you go. All right, let's check the hashtag real quick while I'm here. Let's see. Hashtag PDK News. If you ever want to send me articles or things you want me to check out, you can do that at PDK News. Okay, there's nothing new on this one today. Oh, this is interesting though, because there are a couple on here. I see. Oh, I see. Okay. Actually, there's a whole bunch of them. Let me scroll down here. Well, here, we'll just go from the top to the bottom here. So we already saw the free games one. Retro gamers are going to love this little arcade. I got a copyright strike for that yesterday, but I fought it because it's part of the news broadcast. Here we go. The truth about here, I'm sorry, don't get it out of the screen. The truth about Jeffrey Epstein and his fascination with transhumanism. Okay. I don't know what that's about, but hang on a second here. These are just, oh, how'd this happen? You got a picture of me. Jeffrey Stabile. Okay, Jeffrey Stabile is a brain scientist and entrepreneur, having started numerous technology and marketing companies, and a venture capital investor as co-founder of Bryant Stiebel. At age 32, he became one of the youngest public company CEOs in America, and opened the NASDAQ stock market June 15, 2007. I didn't know anything about him. Let's see. And then this is about the Lifeboat Foundation. Okay, so that's this. Here we go. He currently sits on the boards of numerous private and public companies, including the search agency Edgecast Networks, BrainGate, and AutoBytel, as well as the academic boards for Tufts University and Brown University. He's the author of numerous academic and business articles, including the book Wired for Thought, and is the named inventor on the U.S. patent search engine interfaces. He was the recipient of the Brain and Behavior Fellowship while studying for his PhD at Brown University. So he's obviously a very smart guy. I think Epstein was obsessed with getting plugged into machines to live forever and anti-aging shit. Yeah, he was. He was an odd bird, so to speak. All right, let's see. Let's go back in this one real quick. All right, so let's see. Oh, and here's the Wall Street Journal article on that. I may not be able to read this one because they have a paywall, and I think I've already done my Wall Street Journal for the day. Oh, I haven't. Okay. Or is it going to block this article? It hasn't blocked it yet. So here we go. So this is from 2016. So this was 4 years ago. Almost up. There it goes. I can't do it. All right. Meet Kobe Bryant, venture capitalist. This is from 4 years ago. Bryant turns 38 Tuesday. He isn't going it alone. He is partnered with 43-year-old Jeffrey Stiebel on this $100 million vehicle. I'd be interested to see what has happened with that in the last 4 years. Obviously Kobe's decided to make investments with his money, or had, now that he's gone. But other than that, I don't know a whole much to say about it. So, all right, let's move into Twitter trends today. Let's see what's on the top of the board today. Pokemon Home seems to be the thing to Pokemon Home details have been revealed. Okay. The cloud service, billed as a place where all Pokemon can gather, is set to appear on mobile devices and Nintendo Switch in February 2020. So if you're into your Pokemon, get on it. That's all I can say. All right. Someone named Connor Stone, Nintendo in 2016 Pokemon Go encourages you to go outside and see the beauty of the world with all your favorite Pokemon friends. Nintendo 2020. Oh, and then okay, never mind. I don't get to know it. Oh, Nintendo 2020. All right, you lazy sedentary bastards. Here's Pokemon Home. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am gonna go over and read that article. I'm running out of time today, so we'll check it out and report back another day. Thank you, Jeremy Johnson. So okay, I'm not a big Pokemon guy, so sorry if you are. If you are, go check that out. Instead of getting outside, you can do Pokemon at home. Number one trending today, right now, is Tuesday Thoughts. Not Tuesday Thoughts, but Tuesday Thoughts. And number two is Tuesday Motivation. So I'm going to stick with Tuesday Thoughts because I only do a day trend per show, unless there's something really compelling. Every once in a while, I'll do Hump Day on Wednesdays, but don't ever spend too much time on the Hump Day trend on Wednesdays on Twitter, because you'll be like, why am I looking at men's asses and balls? I'm just saying, it's what it is. I'm just reporting the facts, people. Tuesday Thoughts. Let's find a good Tuesday thought. The top Tuesday thought is from Liberty Nation, which is, I know Gun Girl's part of Liberty Nation. I don't know. There is an argument to be made that it would have been negligent to not ask for investigations into possible corruption. Such a request would, at the very least, inform Ukraine that the U.S. is watching carefully. That's somebody named Mark Anglides or something. The question in their article is John Bolton delivering a nothing burger. That's interesting. Did President Trump tell former National Security Advisor John Bolton that the release of aid money to Ukraine was contingent on the then newly elected President Zelensky opening an investigation into political rivals? If one only reads the headlines, then that is certainly the impression given. The reality, however, might be somewhat different. The New York Times reported that Bolton... Stop it. The New York Times reported that Bolton had circulated his as-yet unpublished manuscript to close associates, presumably for personal feedback. These trusted associates then appear to have headed straight over to the Times to share the revelations. I disagree. I think it was Vindman's brother who was in the review process for the National Security Council. That's what his job is. So they sent the manuscript to the National Security Council to review for any classified information that might have to be taken out of the book. And Vindman's brother, his twin brother, I'm pretty confident that's where the leak came from, but that's just me. I'm just saying, I read the news every once in a while. Yet, what is described does not quite fit the promise encapsulated in the needy headlines that have taken over the news cycle. The excerpt described allegedly states that he, President Trump, wanted to continue freezing $391 million in security assistance to Ukraine until officials there helped with investigations into Democrats, including the Bidens. Now, this is from the article, which on the surface may look quite damning. But is it? Ukraine has a long history of corruption, especially when it comes to government and big business money, specifically when it comes to Burisma Holdings. Could any president be sure that American tax dollars would be used for the allotted purpose? You see, even the Times states that the investigations were being requested into multiple people and or events. If President Trump had only asked for an investigation into the Bidens, there might well have been some there. However, based on what the Times relates, and it is unclear whether the authors at the publication have even seen this manuscript, if this is not the case. In fact, there's an argument to be made that it would have been negligent not to ask for investigations into possible corruption. Yeah, duh. Such a request would at very least inform the Ukrainian government that the United States is watching carefully. Now, the fascinating thing about this also is the words. Now, they don't even have the words in here. So up here they say the word contingent. That they asked, did President Trump tell former National Security Advisor John Bolton that the release of aid money to Ukraine was, quote, contingent on the then newly elected President Zelensky opening an investigation into political rivals. But you know what the wording in the quote from the book was? The only words that it says is that Trump would have preferred the investigations were announced. Preferred. That's an interesting word. Preferred. The word preferred is not contingent or demanded or required, but preferred. What does that even mean? That's the best quote they can get out of the book? Preferred? I'm just curious. Anyway, that took me on a tangent. I knew I was going to somehow end up talking about impeachment, but let's hit a better Tuesday thought. Tuesday thoughts. A legend was lost too soon. Thank you for the legacy, Kobe Bryant. Oh, well, should we find out what the biggest lesson Kobe learned? Maybe we'll let Kobe Bryant provide our Tuesday thought today. Here we go.
My parents, growing up, they instilled in me the importance of imagination, of curiosity, and understanding that, okay, if you want to accomplish something, I'm not just going to sit here and say, yes, you can do whatever you want. Yes, you can, but you have to also put in the work to get there. And when you grow up as a kid thinking that the world is your oyster, and all things are possible if you put in the work to do it, and you grow up having that fundamental belief. Was really influential at a really critical time where I had a summer where I played basketball when I was like 10 or 11 years old. And here I come playing and I don't score 1 point the entire summer. Really? Not one. Not a free throw, nothing. Not a lucky shot, not a breakaway layup, 0 points. And I remember crying about it, being upset about it. And my father just gave me a hug and said, listen, whether you score 0 or score 60, I'm going to love you no matter what. Now that is the most important thing that you can say to a child. Because from there, I was.
That is the damn truth.
It gives me all the confidence in the world to fail. I have the security there. And I tell this to my daughter and my daughter's team as well that I coach. And I go to practice and I train and I play the game and I come home and I'd be sore and I'd be tired. And she wants to go swimming. She wants me to take her to the park. She wants to just jump on my back or whatever the case may be. You can't say, I'm too tired, I'm going to lay down. That's not fair. She don't know what the hell's going on.
And what brings you the most joy right now?
Being with my family.
Really?
That is the most fun. Like sometimes I'd fly back. Like I'd play a game to not miss my daughter's birthday. I'd fly back, be there for her birthday, and then fly back with the team. Just to make sure I don't miss anything. Hanging out with them all summer. Being able to like do things that I ordinarily couldn't do. Because of training, because of season and stuff like that. So being around them and watching Bianca grow up, because there are a lot of things that I missed with Natalia and Gianna because I was playing. So being there every day with them is so much fun, man. So,
and what does love feel like for you?
I think I would describe love as happiness. I think I'd describe it as a beautiful journey. It has its ups and downs, right? Whether it's in marriage, whether it's in the career, things are never perfect. But through love, you continue to persevere, and you move through, and then through that storm, beautiful sun emerges. Right, and inevitably another storm comes, and guess what? You ride that one out too. So I think love is a persistence to go through the good times and the bad times with the someone or something that you truly love.
And so that's one of the reasons that I'm not spending any time talking about Kobe today. Kobe did something stupid when he was young. Okay. But I'm trying to imagine the complete and utter horror of being with your kid as you're going down in a helicopter, thinking about, you know, not only is your life, but your child's life at the same time. And then I imagine what it would be like to be his wife and his other 3 daughters and what they've lost. Yeah, Kobe wasn't a perfect man, but you know what? Kobe Bryant became a good father, and his daughter was excelling. His daughter was I just a few weeks ago I was reading about his daughter, who was becoming quite the basketball talent herself, and he you know, he was doing everything to be a good father. I mean, just that statement alone, I'm having a hard time with that. That's just so sad. So sad. I don't care what the people who decided to, fine, shit all over Cody for his bad things, but let's also remember that particular clip got to me. That's our Tuesday thought of the day, and I'm not even, get this K-pop off my screen, please. Good, you can't see it, but I can see it. All right, moving on. So that's Tuesday Thoughts. That was the Tuesday Thought of the day. Don Lemon's trending number 3. We already did that. Nepotism Barbie. Oh, this should be interesting. I'm wondering if this is going to be... Let me guess. I'm going to guess that this is about something Trump and probably the blonde daughter. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. Nepotism Barbie nickname is so perfect for Ivanka. And I can't believe the internet didn't come up with it until now. Just the best. Oh, geez, that's so original. I get it. Hey, I'm pretty sure that Ivanka Trump has been doing pretty good with whatever she's done with her life. She's a smart gal. But anyway, the real elites, the boy and the bride of Chucky, who made a whopping $135 million sitting on their ass. Really? Do you think it was them sitting on their ass? You know, do you think that, how do you know they were sitting on their ass? Do you think they, maybe ran a business? I mean, I'm pretty sure Jared Kushner's a pretty smart guy too. Made $135 million sitting on their ass. Really? I would love to see their schedule. I would love to see their schedule. Now, granted, they certainly could make a lot of money off investments. They also run a couple different businesses too. And I know Kushner runs some things in the Trump organization. I'm pretty sure they don't just sit on their ass. But I'm just curious. Anyway, before even clicking the tag Nepotism Barbie, you know what it is. Why did this come up? I'm curious. Okay, so Ivanka Trump tweeted, "You consistently make fun of half of the country and then complain that it is divided." Eric, okay, because this is from, she's talking about the Daily Caller showing this Don Lemon clip. "You consistently make fun of half the country and then you complain that it is divided. The arrogance, mocking accents, and smug ridicule of this nation's real elites is disgusting." Yeah. And I'm sure they're going to come back. "Well, your dad mocked a retarded guy or something like that, or a disabled guy. Your dad mocked a disabled guy, and there's kids in cages." Oh, right there, your daddy puts kids in cages, and there it is. Mocked reporter. Hey, I got an idea. How about you look up why he wasn't mocking a disabled person? Okay, okay. Okay, so people are chirping at her. I get it though. People hate Trump and they hate her. Oh, he's mocking a disabled guy? Really? We should go watch that video. I'll dig it up for tomorrow. That's been debunked. Anyway, so then Ivanka talking about daddy. He's not going to like this Nepotism Barbie. Oh, Nepotism Barbie, stepdaughter to former model Flotus Bebus. Y'all, Okay, off to Walmart for some Cheetos. Oh, aren't you special? Woo, chow, y'all got nepotism Barbie trending. I know Ivanka Trump mad right now. Oh, see, now they just get hashtags trending just so they can piss off Trump. You talk about Trump derangement syndrome. You talk about something, I mean, just in your head. Trump derangement syndrome. It's amazing. Hey, good morning, Seamus Derby. I know I don't think it's morning for you, but it's morning for me still. I think I'm going to start drinking. Good day. Start day drinking. It's a good day to day drink. If you don't have to work, why not? And good morning, Johnny Hellcat. What's up, my brother? All right, so that's why nepotism Barbie is trending. Cole World, this is something, J. Cole, did J. Cole put an album out? Oh, it's J. Cole's birthday. If you're familiar with J. Cole and his music, it is, say happy birthday to J. Cole. Happy birthday, J. Cole. I don't need to go any farther than that. Don Lemon dropped. Nepotism Barbie is up to number 2 trending. Of course, you know, it's funny because notice it's 8,199 tweets, but how it suddenly jumps up to number 2. You know how the people at Twitter, this is an organic trending list, okay? This is a This is a list in which the people at Twitter kind of decide they're going to move trending things up and down, and they've suddenly moved nepotism Barbie to number 2. Perfect. But there's also add a word to ruin a book. I think we'll do that one last. All right, Dusty Baker. Astros are hiring Dusty Baker as a manager. USA Today reports, hey, maybe they'll stop stealing signs then. Or maybe they'll start stealing signs. I don't know. Hello, Zombie Teddy. I didn't see you here. Good morning. Okay, Boston Calling. That's something music. What is this about? Boston Calling 2020. Me looking at the Boston Calling line. Oh, that's a music festival. Oh, the Boston Calling lineup. Here's a good music festival. Check this out. This is happening May 22nd to 24th. At the Harvard Athletic Complex, highlighted are the Foo Fighters, Rage Against the Machine, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Let's see. Anyone? Andrew WK, I recognize that name. Anyone else in here? Not in the first day. How about the second day? Bangs Coffee, Pink Sweats, Dave, Orville Peck. I don't know any of these bands other than the headliners. But you know what? It is a music festival in Boston at Harvard. So if you're anywhere in that area, check that out. Boston Calling lineup is been put out. Can't understand why people don't like the Boston Calling lineup. Oh, Boston Calling lineup said, fuck anyone under 30. I wonder if the Boston Calling lineup used to have more like classic rock bands or not. But I don't know. Rage Against the Machine is probably the one that there's people over 30 who enjoy them. All right, moving on. Real Elites, that's just referencing Ivanka Trump's tweet. Pokemon Home, nah. Hawaii, Boris Johnson clears a limited role for Hawaii in building UK's 5G network. Oh. So the UK, or the Brexit, who all is Brexiting? Somebody from the Great Britain tell me who exactly is Brexiting in this Brexit thing. But he's going to have the Chinese Hawaii set up their 5G network. So I guess the British are going to be spied on for quite the long time to come. All right, moving on. Jonathan Chait's trending, probably said something bad about Trump. Let's see, 2003 Chait. The notion that Bush made the whole thing up about weapons of mass destruction has taken root on the left and is creeping ever closer to the liberal mainstream. My fellow liberals who have taken up this line are once again making a disastrous misjudgment. Jonathan Chait now running Sanders against Trump would be an act of insanity. That's why Jonathan Chait is trending, because he wrote an article against Bernie Sanders. And I was just telling you just now, I was thinking about this. There is a full court press on right now against Bernie Sanders. Now, I couldn't give a crap about Bernie Sanders being a presidential candidate because I would never vote for him in my life. However, just look at the headlines and news that you're hearing over the last few weeks, and everyone's been everyone who is a mainstream corporate Democrat has been shitting all over Bernie Sanders. I'm telling you, this is a DNC thing. I also think this impeachment trial was timed specifically to hurt him before the Iowa caucuses, so he couldn't campaign there. He has surrogates campaigning there and using a private jet to get back and forth. They do not want Bernie Sanders as their nominee, and like I said, it's a full court press. It really is. I think they know that would be disastrous for the Democrats. He's not. And remember, he's not technically a Democrat yet. He's running for the Democrats nominee. They don't. Oh my gosh! It is a full. It's a thank you, Straight Sith Mail 2016 repeat. It's amazing. It's a guilty pleasure watching people like Jonathan Chait push the wildest, most over-the-top partisan demonization of conservatives, and then wonder, as if they had nothing to do with it, why folks on their side tend towards radical leftist politics. This guy takes several seats. You were disastrously wrong about Iraq, Russiagate, and Donald Trump, but we're supposed to believe you're right on the mark here. Yeah, so that's why Jonathan Chait is getting dragged, because he got an anti-Bernie article out right now. It's possible. It's also possible that these dorks have such an unchallenged conception of themselves as enlightened defenders of wokeness, they just straight up don't register anything that doesn't conform to that self-image. I bet Chait's generally shocked every time someone brings up Iraq. Oh my goodness me. Oh, the only minority destroying America is the rich. The rich are saving America right now. I hate to break it to you. All the shit that you boneheads have because some rich dude thought of it. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, they are, I swear, everything is designed right now. I think the DNC told Nancy Pelosi how long to hold those articles of impeachment. The timing's perfect to hurt Bernie Sanders. And that's just a side, it's a side reason, but still, it's amazing to me. Anyway, classified is trending. Lindsey Graham, I totally support Senator Langford's proposal that the Bolton manuscript be made available to the Senate, if possible, in a classified setting where each senator has the opportunity to review the manuscript and make his own determination. Brad Heath, is the manuscript classified? It should be. Well, look here, dipshits. Anyone who's saying it shouldn't be classified, that's why they send the manuscript to the National Security Council for review, to make sure that there is no classified information in the manuscript of a book that the former National Security Advisor is going to put out to the public. That's why it's at the NSC. So yes, you dumb wits, dimwits, dumbasses, whatever the hell I'm going to call you this time. Yes, that's why it's being reviewed by the National Security Council. So, but people are classified. There should be no classified information in Don Bolton's book. Shut the fuck up. That's why it's trending. I'm moving on. All right. Wildwood in politics is trending. What is Wildwood? The line for Wildwood Trump rally is insane. Trump's rally lines were always really long, but I hadn't seen people waiting almost 2 days outside to get to a rally. On top of that, I got denied press access because they were full. Never happened to me before. Okay, so Trump had a rally in Wildwood, New Jersey. Supporters have been camping outside the Wildwood Convention Center since early Monday morning, hoping to get a spot inside. Isn't this the one where they had, I think the Wildwood Center is like 7,000 seats, and they had 100,000 requests for access. Let me see here. President Donald Trump is hosting a Keep America Great Again campaign rally at the Jersey Shore Tuesday night, and enthusiastic supporters began lining up Monday morning in anticipation. The President of the United States is coming here to South Jersey to the 2nd District, said supporter Duke Reel of Galloway, who was the first person in line after arriving 2 p.m. Sunday. So this guy's been there for 2 days. It's wonderful. I wonder if he's ordering delivery pizza from the line. The city of Wildwood is preparing for a large number of visitors and has added tons of security. And Mayor Pete Byron said he expects tens of thousands of people to show up for the scheduled event. It's just history in the making for the generation ahead of me, said Selena Wolk of Northeast Philadelphia, and it's just a once-in-a-lifetime event. Trump official says more than 175,000 tickets have been requested for the event, which daughter-in-law Laura Trump said on radio interview is a record for any President Trump rally anywhere. The New Jersey has been a blue state for a long time, said Ed Talmo of Vernon. I think just by the turnout hours and days before the event, it just shows his president is really wanted in New Jersey. The Wildwood Convention Center holds 7,500 people, meaning tens of thousands of supporters won't be able to get inside. So they've had 175,000 requests for tickets for a 7,500 seat venue. Pretty wild. Okay, so that's why Wildwood is trending. Let's see. Big boos for Pelosi and Rachel Maddow on this Jumbotron, as this Jumbotron came to life with the sizzle reel. It's me and somebody, John Shade or something like that, on the Trump line in Wildwood. Been here since 6. Will we get in? Stay tuned. Okay, so they have this little Jumbotron out here. Check it out. And it came on.
CNN in the distance here.
Okay, so they're booing people on the screen. Holy crap! In New Jersey? All right, so they're booing Nancy Pelosi out there. That's hilarious. Wow. I'm just saying, wow. Thousands of Donald Trump supporters in the line, online. They say online in the East Coast. In my part of the country, they say in line, but online. They always say people online. Yeah, about 7,000 tickets available. So people have been sleeping in tents, hoping to see the president speak. Feels like a beach weekend. Looks like a music festival out there. That's kind of crazy. So that's why Wildwood is trending. Moving on. Arnab, stand-up comic. Kunai Kamra drag Arnab Gos. What? I don't know who these people are. The way Kunai Kamra heckled Anurag Goswami in a flight shows Kamra's frustration. Funny thing, these people call others fascist. When someone trolls Ravish Kumar on social media, he projects it as a life threat, and these people cry democracy, secularism. Okay, so whatever. Okay, so some comedian heckled some dude on a flight. And so Indigo bans the comedian for 6 months for heckling someone on its flight. In the video, Anurag comes across as professional, calm in the face of grave provocation, and mature enough not to cause a ruckus. The unfunny comedian, however, is cheap, petty, anarchist, and nuisance. This is besides heckling in an aircraft, which should put him on a no-fly list. Okay, don't know what this is about, and I don't care. Okay, some comedian said something mean to somebody. I grew up in South Jersey on the shore side. It's like a completely different state from North Jersey. Okay, well, thanks, Patrice. That kind of explains this a little bit, I guess. Whoa, what was that? Oh my, I said something that got my Google thing going. I don't know what that was. Anyway, all right, let me finish this up. St. Thomas Aquinas, today is the feast of St. Thomas Aquinas, and I know that because I coach basketball at a Catholic school, and we had to, the school has 3 gyms, and one of the gyms, with the main gym where the varsity practices, was full of chairs because they're having a mass at school, at the Catholic school today. So I knew that. Reminder that St. Thomas Aquinas suggests several foolproof solutions when you're having a bad day. Cry about it with someone else. When in doubt, take a nap and a bath. Also contemplate the truth, obviously. That's from Father Cassidy Stinson. I'm not I'm not so familiar with, I'm not Catholic, so I'm not so familiar with the feast of St. Thomas Aquinas. Atheists often mock the idea of God with names like Magic Sky Daddy. They say it's absurd to believe in such a being, and they're right. The classical view, as explained by thinkers like St. Thomas Aquinas, is far less comical and more convincing. Aquinas proves atheists are closer to God than they think. Okay. I'm not sure where you are on these kinds of things. I'm not Catholic. I'm not familiar with the Feast of St. Thomas Aquinas. But I have my own personal religious views, and that's not a big part of my online experience for you. So I'm going to leave it at that. All right, finally, let's finish up. Benjamin Netanyahu is trending. Israeli Justice Ministry submits Netanyahu indictment to the court. Yeah, he got indicted for something. Let's see. Israeli prosecutors have filed an indictment against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in the Jerusalem District Court, the Justice Ministry said on Tuesday. The graft charges were submitted after Netanyahu said he was withdrawing his request for parliamentary immunity. Attorney General's office told Netanyahu in November that he would be tried in 3 cases on charges including bribery. He's accused of abusing his position to take gifts from wealthy friends and benefiting media moguls to win favorable coverage. No trial date has been set, so that's why Netanyahu's trending. Moving on. Finally, collage. Okay, I'm going to guess. Let me guess. I know what this is going to be without even clicking it. This is President Trump misspelling college. I guarantee, because it's in politics trending. Click. Let's find it. Oh. Nope. Nope. Okay, never mind. I am wrong. Apparently, what is if you believe right-wing media or the left-wing media has been cutting apart the truth and presenting you a collage of his own design, perhaps getting some perspective from the horse's mouth is in order. Even if you don't like the horse, at least it is a first-hand source. This is someone telling you that someone should listen to Adam Schiff's closing. Well, let's listen to everybody, not just Adam Schiff's closing. Hate to break it to you. I would listen to all of them. This is apparently it's a collage day on Twitter, and I don't know what that's for. So that's why it's trending. And finally, and the last one moved. So let's go back. Bad Bunny. That's some music thing. Bad Bunny dropped a new song titled 6 Rings in honor of Kobe Bryant. Oh, okay. We'll check that out another day, or I'll check it out later. I don't care. I'm not going to put it on here. Let's go back to what I was going to finish with, though. Oh, and it's trending number 1 now. Add a word to ruin a book. Always good to go with something lighthearted at the end of the show. Add a word to ruin a book. Let's see. Jimmy Fallon says it's hashtags time. Take a book title and add 1 word to change the meaning and tag it with add a word to ruin a book. Could be on the show. Oh, they're going to try to put... That's why everyone wants their hashtag to be on Jimmy Fallon. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe Malfunction. That's clever. Little Waffle on the House of Prairie. Little Waffle House on the Prairie. Okay, I get it. It's in Waffle House. The Italian Hand Job. Schindler's Epstein List. Charlotte's Webcam. Harry Potter and the Amazon Order of the Phoenix. I love 50 Shades of Earl Grey. That's a classic. The Secret Olive Garden. Gone with the Breaking Wind. It. Harry Potter, Lost the Sorcerer's Stone. Green eggs and expired ham. Ooh, that's nasty. 50 Shades of Blue Waffles. Taco Tuesdays with Maury. 50 Shades of Gray Sweaters. I'm going to skip that one. Harry Potter and the Sex Chamber of Secrets. Somebody call Scribe Light. Weird Dreams from My Father. Okay. Slightly Great Expectations. Charlotte's Web History. I like Charlotte's webcam better. The Lion Witch and the Naughty Wardrobe, Little Outhouse on the Prairie, Harry Potter and the Gas Chamber of Secrets. Oh my God, that's terrible. Moby Dickless, Lord of the Ring Pops, What Not to Expect When You're Expecting, Eat Ass, Pray Love. Oh my gosh, The Girl with the Dragon Tails Tattoo, Wet Dreams from My Father. That's a good one. Oh, The Places You Will Never Go. A little Dr. Seuss action there. Buttholes. Hey, who was talking about butts earlier? Who was that? There's all kinds of butt stuff going on. Was that Cryptic? Yes, Cryptic with the butt stuff. There you go, Cryptic. Here's your butt stuff. Buttholes. Good Night Moon Shoes. This is Baby Shark. Okay, I don't know. Get that one. Okay. Oh, Hunger Games. Mocking Jason Derulo. Oliver Titty Twist. Call Ranting Monkey. Okay. This is a funny hashtag. Pence and Sensibility. The Diary. I don't know what that says. Anyway. James and the Giant Penis. Harry Potter and the Lunch Order of the Phoenix. Dead Animal Farm. Oh my God. Okay, that's some good levity for the end of the day. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here on the Morning Night Live. So happy that you joined me today. Hope you had some fun. If you like what we do on the Morning Night Live, please hit the thumbs up button below the screen there. And if you don't like it, you can go ahead and hit thumbs down, but that's only reserved for Duck Dog. And also, thank you so much. We're here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 3 p.m. GMT for the people in other parts of the world who don't spend a lot of time in the States. And if you'd be so kind, make sure that as you go through your day and you happen to see this thing in your, I don't know, wherever, notifications, subscribe, hit the bell, and share the stream out. If you're watching this after the fact, please leave a comment in the comment section so that I know you're here, know that you were here, and I can thank you. And finally, support these show and PDawg Night financially by hitting the tip jar in the Streamlabs link in the description down below. It's my own reparations chat. Okay, and you can always participate in the show by doing super chats during the show. I will read what you write. Although there might be minor editing if it's that kind of edgy thing, but I kind of do what I do. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. I gotta go. My name is PDawg Night, and I'm out of here. Have a great day. Hey, this is PDawg Night, and thank you for watching today on the PDawg Night channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawg Night, and I'm out of here.